for joining us. I'm Mike Levin. I'm honored to represent North County, San Diego, and South Orange County for California's 49th Congressional District. I really want to thank Frazier Farms, and specifically Nick and Matt. Really wonderful family-run business here in Oceanside. Another great location in Vista, understand the third in La Mesa. I want to thank the whole team from Frazier Farms for being here with us. I was mentioning to them that we've had the good fortune to have our offices located really close to Frazier Farms, and so we've done quite a bit of shopping at Team Levin at Frazier Farms over the years, and I'm just very grateful for all your good work, particularly during the pandemic. I know it's been very tough. I also want to thank Dr. Julie Vitale, the superintendent of the Oceanside Unified School District, Anahid Braki, and the president and CEO of San Diego Hunger Coalition, and also Kiki Bispo from the Vista Unified School District. I'm very grateful for being here to address the critical issue of child hunger in our community. Your support really is vital in our efforts to remedy what is an epidemic of child hunger in the United States. Approximately 29.6 million students are eligible to receive free or reduced price school meals each day during the annual school year. School nutrition programs provide critical nourishment to students to support healthy living and to improve cognitive function throughout the school day, and a lapse in these benefits during the summer months can have a drastic impact on low-income families. The necessity of school nutrition programs has become especially pronounced during the COVID-19 pandemic. And with some schools operating remotely or in a hybrid model, the introduction of what is called pandemic EBT, modeled after the summer EBT pilot program, has averted severe hunger for many households. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed how serious the child hunger crisis is when kids aren't being fed at school. And we must do more to fill the void so that every child has the nutrition they need to grow and thrive year-round. It's simply unconscionable that any child should be allowed to go hungry because their family doesn't have the support they need. We must do better for our children, and we can with my Stop Child Hunger Act. This legislation is simple. We're building off the current pandemic EBT and summer EBT programs to establish a permanent nutrition program for children from low-income families when they are out of school. That means kids and their families will receive EBT cards worth the value of the school meals they would have received during the regular school year to ensure that they have the nutrition that they need to grow and thrive year-round during summer and winter breaks and any other time they're not physically at school buildings. As we continue working through the health and economic repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic, we know that organizations like the San Diego Hunger Coalition and Feeding San Diego are struggling to keep up. With the new school year already in full swing, we must pass the Stop Child Hunger Act as soon as possible. And I was thrilled to see that after significant advocacy, including the advocacy of many who are with us here, President Biden announced earlier this year that his American Families Plan would make similar investments in expanding school nutrition programs. And just last week, I was also thrilled to see that the House Education and Labor Committee held its markup for its section of what is now called the Build Back Better Act. And that bill includes funding for $75 a month for summer EBT for all students on free and reduced price meals through fiscal year 2029. That is a very big deal. The bill also included $50 million in grants to help implement the program. The investment in child nutrition in the Build Back Better Act is a direct result of the advocacy for the Stop Child Hunger Act that we introduced. And while we have much more work to do to get these investments to President Biden's desk, this progress is something that we can all be so proud of, and we're going to work very, very hard in the coming days and weeks to get these provisions across the finish line to make sure that we do all we can to address child hunger with the infrastructure bill and the reconciliation bill, the Build Back Better Act. Together, all those standing here with me today, we will do all we can to ensure that eligible families have access to the proper benefits needed to put food on the table for their children. It's time to step up in a significant manner to make sure kids right here in our communities and across the country never go hungry. But I can tell you this, I care very deeply that we have an equitable tax system, and that we're fighting for working families who are growing the economy from the middle out rather than from the top down. And that's what we're going to keep fighting for.
Congressman, what's the timeline for this bill?
This is happening in real time. So in fact, right now, I'm going to go back to my office. We're going to do, the Veterans Affairs Committee is going to do its piece of the Build Back Better Act. This obviously falls under the Education and Labor Committee, and they're going to mark up their piece, and the climate provisions are really important. That's going to be all done. So this week and next, then we're going to kick it over to the Senate, and I hope that they move quickly as well. We work together. We get it to the President's desk. I know House and Senate leadership are working on that timeline as we speak.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you all very much.